Did you know that a small mistake on a penny could turn it into a treasure worth thousands or even millions of dollars? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coin errors found on the 1981, 1997, and 1972 USA pennies. From mysterious double strikes to misaligned designs, these tiny imperfections have made these coins the stuff of legends among collectors. Could one of these hidden gems be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change? Let's uncover the secrets that could change the way you look at pennies forever. The 1981 US penny may seem like just another small piece of loose change, but within its tiny copper frame lies the potential for extraordinary value. For most people, a penny is worth a single cent, but what if I told you that some 1981 pennies have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with the rarest examples potentially reaching even higher? These are not just pennies, they are hidden treasures. So, what makes a coin that most people overlook so valuable? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. To understand why the 1981 penny can be worth so much, we need to start with the basics. These pennies were struck at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia pennies carry no mint mark. The Denver coins are stamped with a D, and the San Francisco pennies, which are usually proofs, bear an S. But not all pennies are created equal, and errors in the minting process are what set the valuable ones apart. These errors transform an ordinary penny into a highly sought-after collector's item. Let's start with one of the most fascinating types of errors, the double die obverse. This error occurs when the design on the die, the tool used to strike the coin, is imprinted twice at slightly different angles. When this happens, parts of the design, like the date, the word liberty, or the phrase "in God we trust," appear doubled. It's not always immediately noticeable, so collectors often use magnifying glasses or loupes to spot the subtle doubling. For the 1981 penny, a clear double die error can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, depending on its condition. Another error that has collectors buzzing is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank coin, or planchet, isn't properly aligned during the striking process. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing, with a blank, crescent-shaped area visible. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. However, it's important to note that if too much of the design is missing, it may lose its appeal to collectors. A 1981 penny with a dramatic off-center strike and a well-preserved date could easily sell for hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. Then there's the clipped planchet error. Imagine a penny with a small, curved chunk missing from its edge. This error happens when the planchet cutter overlaps with a previously punched area of metal, leaving the coin incomplete. Clipped planchet errors are less common but can still command impressive prices, especially when paired with other errors like doubling or off-center strikes. One particularly intriguing error type is the BIE error, named for the tiny die crack that appears between the B and E in Liberty. These cracks occur as the dies wear out from repeated use. While this error might seem minor, it's a favorite among collectors because it's relatively easy to spot and adds character to an otherwise ordinary coin. A well-preserved 1981 penny with a BIE error can be worth far more than its face value, particularly to enthusiasts who specialize in error coins. But it's not just about errors. Even standard 1981 pennies can hold surprising value if they're in exceptional condition. The highest grade coins, those rated MS 65 or above by professional grading services, can fetch significant sums because they're so rare. Think about it. Most pennies in circulation are tossed into pockets, dropped into jars, or passed around thousands of times. Finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is like discovering a needle in a haystack. Real-life stories of collectors who've struck gold, so to speak, are a testament to the potential value hidden in everyday change. Take the story of a collector who purchased a roll of pennies at a local bank, only to discover a 1981 penny with a dramatic off-center strike. That single coin sold for over $1,000 at auction. Or consider another enthusiast who stumbled upon a double-die 1981 penny at a flea market, mixed in with a pile of other coins. After professional grading, it was valued at several $1,000s. These stories aren't just rare occurrences. They're proof that valuable coins are still out there, waiting to be found. If you're wondering how to start hunting for these treasures, it's simpler than you might think. Begin by gathering pennies from common sources like bankrolls, pocket change, or even yard sales. Then, arm yourself with the right tools: a good magnifying glass or loupe with at least 10x magnification, a digital scale to confirm the coin's weight, and a guidebook like the Red Book to help identify errors and understand their value. As you sort through your coins, pay close attention to the details. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, and other irregularities. It might take some time, but patience is key in this hobby. Now, let's talk about the holy grail of 1981 pennies, the rarest and most valuable examples. These are the coins that collectors dream of finding. Imagine a doubled die obverse penny in pristine, uncirculated condition. Not only does it exhibit the dramatic doubling that makes it unique, but its flawless surface and sharp details elevate its value even further. Such a coin could sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Then there are proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, which were struck with exceptional care and intended for collectors. While most proofs are flawless, some exhibit striking errors like die cracks or cameo frosting issues, making them incredibly rare and valuable. One of the most thrilling aspects of collecting 1981 pennies is the mystery surrounding their long-term value. As the price of copper continues to rise, these coins, made of 95% copper, are becoming more desirable, not just for their metal content, but also for their historical significance. The transition to zinc-based pennies in 1982 marked the end of an era, making 1981 pennies some of the last true copper coins produced by the U.S. Mint. Preserving these coins is essential to maintaining their value. Store them in protective holders like coin flips, capsules, or albums to prevent scratches and tarnish. Never clean your coins, as this can drastically reduce their value. If you believe you found a valuable error or high-grade penny, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Grading provides authentication and a standardized evaluation of the coin's condition, which can significantly boost its market value. For those serious about collecting, networking with other enthusiasts can be incredibly rewarding. Joining online forums, attending coin shows, or becoming a member of a local coin club can provide valuable insights and opportunities to trade or acquire rare coins. The coin collecting community is passionate and always eager to share knowledge, making it a great resource for beginners and experts alike. The 1997 penny might seem like just another coin in your pocket change, but what if I told you that it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars? That's right. This small, unassuming coin holds the potential to transform an everyday discovery into a life-changing windfall. Why? Because rare minting errors and unique features have made specific 1997 pennies some of the most sought-after collectibles in the coin world. The story of the 1997 penny begins with its production at the United States Mint. Tens of millions of these coins were struck that year at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. As with any modern coinage, precision was key, but no production process is ever flawless. Sometimes, mistakes slip through the cracks, and in the world of coin collecting, these mistakes can mean big money. Let's start with the basics. The 1997 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin is composed of a copper-plated zinc core, weighing 2.5 grams and measuring 19 millimeters in diameter. It's an everyday piece of currency, one most people wouldn't think twice about. But for collectors, the details matter. Small, nearly imperceptible variations can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Take, for example, the infamous double die error. This type of error occurs when the die, the tool used to strike the coin, shifts slightly during the minting process, creating a doubled image on the coin surface. On a 1997 penny, this might show up as doubled letters in the word Liberty, a faint shadow in the date, or even a second outline on Lincoln's profile. These errors can be subtle, requiring a magnifying glass or microscope to detect. But for those who know what they're looking for, these tiny imperfections can translate into enormous value. Double die pennies from other years have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, and the same potential exists for certain 1997 pennies. But double die errors aren't the only thing to watch for. Off-center strikes are another highly collectible error. This happens when the blank coin, known as a planchet, isn't properly aligned with the die during minting. The result? A penny with part of its design missing and a blank crescent of metal visible along the edge. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Let's not forget clipped planchets, an error caused when the blank metal sheets used to make coins are improperly cut. The result is a penny with a crescent-shaped chunk missing from its edge. While this might seem like an obvious defect, many clipped planchet pennies are overlooked or mistaken for damaged coins. But collectors prize these unique errors, and some clipped planchet pennies have sold for hundreds of dollars. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. In 1997, a small number of pennies were struck on foreign planchets, metal blanks intended for coins of other countries. Imagine finding a penny that's slightly smaller, thinner, or even a completely different color than usual. These so-called wrong planchet errors are exceedingly rare and highly valuable, with prices that can easily climb into the thousands. Then there are die cap errors, where the coin gets stuck to the die during striking, creating a cupped or bowl-like shape. These errors are fascinating to look at and command high prices due to their rarity and dramatic appearance. Real-life stories of people discovering valuable error coins only add to the intrigue. Consider the case of a man in Ohio who found a double-die penny while sorting through a jar of spare change. That coin, which most people would have dismissed as just another penny, sold for over $5,000 at auction. Or the collector who purchased a bag of pennies from a bank and stumbled upon a rare off-center 1997 penny worth $1,200. These stories highlight the importance of paying attention to the details, because you never know what might be hiding in plain sight. So, how can you identify these valuable 1997 pennies? First, start with the tools of the trade. A good magnifying glass or coin microscope is essential for spotting fine details like doubling or subtle die cracks. A digital scale can help you weigh your coins to check for variations in planchet thickness. Reference books and online resources are invaluable for comparing your findings to known error types. And if you suspect you've found something special, consider having your coin authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. As you inspect your 1997 pennies, pay close attention to the date, the word Liberty, and the mint mark. Look for irregularities in the lettering, such as doubling, misalignment, or variations in size and shape. Examine Lincoln's profile for any unusual outlines or distortions. On the reverse, check the Lincoln Memorial for extra lines, cracks, or other imperfections. Even the edge of the coin is worth a close look. Errors like partial collars or improperly struck rims can add value. It's also worth noting that condition plays a significant role in a coin's value. A 1997 penny with an error will always be worth more if it's in excellent condition, with minimal wear and a shiny, unblemished surface. This is why many collectors store their finds in protective cases to prevent further damage. As we dive deeper, let's talk about the most valuable error coins from 1997. Some of the highest auction prices have been achieved by pennies with multiple errors, such as a double die combined with an off-center strike, or a clipped planchet with additional die cracks. These compound errors are exceptionally rare and command top dollar from collectors. One such penny, discovered in a small collection inherited from a relative, sold for over $15,000. The finder had no idea of its worth until they had it professionally appraised. And then there are the truly extraordinary finds. Pennies struck on experimental or foreign planchets, or those with dramatic die cap errors that make them look more like works of abstract art than currency. These coins are the stuff of legend in the collecting community, with some fetching six-figure sums at auction. Could a 1997 penny with one of these extraordinary errors still be out there, waiting to be discovered? The answer is yes. As you can see, the potential value of the 1997 penny goes far beyond its 1-cent face value. Every scratch, every imperfection, and every quirk in its design tells a story, and for collectors, that story is priceless. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so rewarding. And who knows, your next great discovery might be hiding in the most unexpected place: a pocket, a piggy bank, or a pile of spare change. So, don't overlook your 1997 pennies. Take the time to inspect them carefully, learn about the different types of errors, and stay curious about what makes each coin unique. Because in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest details can lead to the biggest rewards. The 1972 US penny, a small, everyday coin that millions of people handle without a second thought. But what if I told you that some of these pennies, hidden among jars of loose change or tucked away in old collections, are worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but potentially hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars? This isn't just a dream for coin collectors. It's a reality for those lucky enough to stumble upon the right 1972 penny. And today, we're diving deep into what makes this coin so special and how you can discover whether you have one of these extraordinary pieces in your possession. Let's start with the basics. The 1972 penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints produced millions of coins, but only the Philadelphia mint coins lack a mint mark. Most of these pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. They feature Abraham Lincoln on the Obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. At first glance, there's nothing remarkable about them. But hidden among these billions of coins are rare and valuable treasures, thanks to a phenomenon known as mint errors. Mint errors are the key to unlocking the incredible value of the 1972 penny. A mint error occurs when something goes wrong during the coin production process, an event that creates unique variations. Some of these errors are so subtle they go unnoticed for years, while others are immediately recognizable. But one thing remains consistent: collectors are willing to pay a premium for these mistakes. And in the case of the 1972 penny, one error stands out above all others: the double die obverse, or DDO. The double die obverse is one of the most coveted and valuable errors in coin collecting. It occurs when the die used to strike the coin is engraved twice, slightly misaligned. This creates a distinct doubling effect on the design. For the 1972 penny, this doubling is most visible on the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1972. If you take a closer look, ideally with a magnifying glass or loupe, you'll see the doubling as a separation of lines, almost like a shadow effect on the letters and numbers. It's unmistakable once you know what to look for. The rarity and value of a 1972 DDO penny depend on its condition and the clarity of the doubling. Coins in lower grades might fetch a few $100s, while high-grade examples, those in pristine, uncirculated condition, can easily sell for tens of thousands. And for the rarest of the rare, with nearly flawless surfaces and sharp doubling, auction records have soared past $100,000. Imagine finding one of these in a box of old coins or a roll of pennies from the bank. It's a life-changing discovery, and it's happened before. Take, for instance, the story of a collector in Ohio. While sifting through a jar of pennies inherited from a relative, they noticed something unusual about one coin. After carefully examining it and doing some research, they realized it was a 1972 DDO penny in remarkable condition. They sent it to a professional grading service, which confirmed its authenticity and assigned it a high grade. That coin eventually sold at auction for over $40,000. It was a stroke of luck, but one rooted in careful observation and knowledge. Of course, the double die obverse isn't the only error that can make a 1972 penny valuable. Other errors, though less dramatic, are still highly sought after by collectors. Offcenter strikes are a common error type. This happens when the coin blank, or planchet, isn't properly aligned with the die during striking. The result is a coin with part of the design missing or shifted off-center. Depending on how severe the misalignment is, these pennies can range in value from a few dollars to several hundred. Another intriguing error to watch for is a die crack or cud. A die crack occurs when the die develops a fracture, creating raised lines or blobs on the coin where metal fills the crack during striking. A cud, on the other hand, is caused by a piece of the die breaking off entirely, leaving a raised, blank area on the coin surface. These errors add character and uniqueness, and collectors are always eager to find well-defined examples. Then there's the repunched mint mark, or RPM. Although the Philadelphia minted 1972 pennies lack a mint mark, those from Denver and San Francisco feature a small D or S. Sometimes, these mint marks were struck more than once, creating a doubling effect similar to the DDO. While less valuable than a major double die error, RPMs can still fetch significant sums, especially in high grades. Perhaps the most subtle but fascinating error is the clipped planchet. This occurs when the coin blank is improperly cut from the metal sheet, resulting in a crescent-shaped bite missing from the edge of the coin. While this error might seem minor, it's a clear deviation from the norm and can command impressive prices from the right buyer. Now, you might be wondering, how can I find these valuable coins, and what should I do if I think I found one? The first step is careful examination. Use a magnifying glass, loupe, or microscope to inspect every detail of the coin. Pay close attention to the areas prone to errors, such as the lettering, date, mint mark, and edges. Look for doubling, misalignments, or any irregularities that stand out. If something seems off, it's worth investigating further. Condition plays a critical role in determining a coin's value. Professional grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can authenticate and grade your coin, assigning it a numerical score based on its condition. Higher grades translate to higher values, so it's essential to handle your coins carefully. Avoid cleaning them, as this can damage the surface and significantly reduce their worth. Once your coin is graded and authenticated, the next step is finding the right marketplace. Auction houses, online platforms like eBay, and numismatic forums are all excellent options for selling rare coins. But be cautious. Scams and counterfeit coins are common, so work with reputable buyers and sellers whenever possible. As we near the end of our journey through the world of the 1972 penny, let's revisit the ultimate question. Why are these coins so valuable? It's a combination of rarity, demand, and history. Mint errors are inherently scarce, and when combined with the 1972 penny's iconic design and place in American history, they become irresistible to collectors. The thrill of discovery, the potential for profit, and the connection to the past all play a role in driving up the value of these extraordinary coins. Who would have thought that such small imperfections could lead to such incredible value? We've explored the rare and valuable errors on 1981, 1997, and 1972 pennies. And now it's your turn to dig through your collection and see if you hold a fortune in your hands. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment below about your favorite coin discovery, and subscribe to our channel for more tips, stories, and insights into the thrilling world of coin collecting. Your next penny might just be $1 million find. So stay curious and keep searching.